What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Poker Swag CEO coming at you with my Week 5 results video and a Week 6 picks for this weekend's $1.5 million Draftkings tournament. What I have in front of you guys is the results of my Week 5, and it didn't turn out too good, man. I had a couple low-hanging fruit on my lineup here, starting with my quarterback with Peyton Manning going up against Oakland. And if you guys saw the last video, literally had to put my foot in my mouth because I was just boasting about Peyton Manning losing to Oakland. Give me a break. Yeah, they didn't lose, but they damn sure made him look pretty rusty. So he only got less than 10 points. OMG. Picked off a few times. You guys seen the highlights. Woodson got him twice. Left him at 8.64. So Forte did pretty good. He's the usual workhorse. I told you guys I was going to put Freeman in there just to see what happens, and he did not disappoint. The man went ham on what was supposedly ranked #1 defense against the run. He made it look pretty damn easy. Well, in the second half anyway. Keenan Allen had a less than mediocre game with the return of Antonio Gates now, who went off the rails, getting his TDs, putting his name in the record books, and coming away with 30 fantasy points in that one game. So that was I didn't even know he was coming back. So shame on me for not even knowing that. James Jones, he did score. He had a pretty good highlight reel, but less than 20 points for him. Macklin, less than 20 points for Macklin. Charles Clay, just terrible game. Blunt, also another terrible game. I thought he was going to ram it down their opponent's necks out there in Dallas. But yeah, nothing doing there. And the Saints, just terrible. It had a good first quarter, but they just fell apart and just got mollywopped 39-17 with the Saints. Top winner this week was had a 254.2 fantasy 0.24 fantasy points, so just went ballistic. He had the other Manning brother, which I should have had. He had Eli, he had Freeman. Lewis is doing it pretty good. Beckham, Hearns, which he's also a pretty consistent player. Macklin, again, not the best, but also not bad. This guy had Gates, and he just went crazy with Antonio Gates. Doug Martin, another guy. I mean, it was kind of like a 1-2, an uppercut and a hook. Having Freeman, Doug Martin this week. Broncos, they put in their work. And of course, Odell Beckham. So this guy, he went ham. Again, congrats to him. $100,000 richer. So, that's pretty damn good. So, moving on. Going to go ahead and set up the lineup for this week, Week 6 tournament. $1.5 million, $100,000 top prize for Sunday, Monday Night Football. So let's see, here we are. So let's go ahead and register for that. I'm going to just create a new lineup. Don't really want to bother with any of my failed lineups thus far. I'm pretty hopeful with this week. I do plan on just kind of getting me a piece of that pie. It's about time, even though I've just kind of started playing. But anyway, let's see. I already kind of made up my mind. I want to go heavy with the Carolina Panthers this week. They're coming off their bye week. They're still one of the five undefeated teams out there. They're going against a Seattle team that's not well polished at all. So I think Cam Newton is going to do pretty good with this one. And of course, I got a couple other non-Carolina players, skill players to add to my roster. So let's go ahead. We're going to start out with Cam Newton. So with that being said, I do like to stack. So we're going to go ahead and give him his tight end, which, looking at this, Carolina, I'm going to backtrack here. Okay, so with Cam Newton, they're going against, 11th ranked against the pass with Seattle. But you start looking at some of these skill positions now, especially with the tight end, they're 28th, so that makes it look like Cam just need to dump it off to Olsen, and he could have a record-setting day. Wide receivers now, not a whole lot to choose from. I did kind of go with their best option for the wide receiver role for Carolina. Go ahead and sort. Let's see. The weather is getting better over there. Let's see. So by points here, Ted Ginn Jr., which I've actually followed him quite a bit. I mean, the man is just flat out fast, but he's not a Terrell Owens or AJ Green, but he's the best option for what they got going over there. And obviously, if Carolina wants to stay undefeated, they need to go to their go-to guy. So I'm going to throw him in there. Now, since I got a whole lot of salary cap, I'm just going to go ahead and go back to all other players and just kind of rack up on who I think has the potential to get me the points I need. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do Edelman. I'm going to do Hopkins. Let's see. I got Holson. I still got a little bit of room here. Flex player. Let's see. Olsen, Hopkins. Got. Let's see who's left that's somewhat affordable. Gates is still there. He's kind of still sitting there when Gates. My only issue with that, obviously, the man can play, but he has his off days. He's probably, want to be out there to help San Diego win. They definitely need to win. And literally, if you can't produce with a team against a team like Green Bay, you can't do it against New England. And basically that kind of gets you out of Super Bowl contention, because if you can't beat those guys in the regular season, you're not going to do it in the postseason. So I'm interested to see what he's going to do this week. I do have him on some of my other lineups because I do think he's capable of having a great game. It's just whether or not Rivers is going to give it to him at that, important juncture where he can actually score and get yardage at the same damn time. So, but I'm going to go with Mr. Fake, Mr. Reliable here, Brandon Marshall. I mean, as you can see, the man will average those 20 points, fantasy points, week in and week out. I mean, they had their bye last week, so, they did get the win against Miami. So, I mean, he's definitely Mr. Reliable. I've definitely been riding him all season long in my other league. So, getting down to the wire here, I got 2 running backs here and a defense to pick. I'm not going to go crazy with... I tell you what, I'm going to do it in reverse here. I'm going to pick my defense first because I don't want the worst defense. I need points. So, I may not get the most expensive defense, but I want to get a great matchup. So, I'm just going to sort by... I'll sort by salary. Let's see. So we got 49ers against Baltimore. 49ers is going against the 11th ranked as far as offense against that defense. Don't want that matchup. The Browns, obviously, Denver's defense is like number 1. As you can see, let's see, that would be the Browns. Where's Denver? Let's see, Denver's at the bottom here. Well, if you look at McCown versus the defense, he's going against number 1 defense. Actually, I'll show you that. Where's it at? Where's it at? Show me. McCown. Okay, here it is. Josh McCown as the quarterback of the Browns going against Denver Broncos defense. He's going up against number 1 defense against the pass. So, talking about in reverse now, Broncos against that that Cleveland offense. They're ranked, I guess you could say 14th, because I mean Josh has been doing pretty good, but you know, Broncos against 14th offense, rather than say the Browns against 24th with Peyton. I mean, Peyton, they still find ways to win as a team, so I don't know if I want that pick either. That is definitely the upset pick of the week, I think. So if any of you guys do pick the Browns, you are looking for that upset. If you do a quarterback to quarterback comparison, McCown does have Peyton Manning in every category this year, but that's just a really tall order to fill. I mean, so we'll come back to that. Colts definitely not against New England. I will not be going with that. I wouldn't mind doing Ravens versus San Fran, but I do want to put my defense under $3,000. Let's see, Dolphins, Tennessee. They got the new interim quarterback. New interim coach. I don't know really about that. But you know what? For purpose of this video, let's go ahead and shoot for that upset. Now, this is one thing I don't do. If I pick a defense, I make sure none of my offensive players are on the team I'm going against. So as long as no one on my roster plays for Cleveland, I'm good. Okay, let's just round this out with my running backs here. I got 7, 8, 9. I can go heavy with the running back. Well, one of my running backs and go kind of low on the other end, but again, I want my points. So I will go mid-range for both categories, for both positions. As far as pricing, Dion Lewis, definite pick over there. Both pricing and capabilities. I got $4,000 left to go, and I'm gonna round this out with hopefully somebody capable. Well, here we go. Ryan Matthews, he's pretty damn good. You got Darren Sproles, he has flashes of brilliance here and then. I would love to get DeAndre Williams in there, but he just hasn't gotten any reps at all. So I'm going to go ahead and round this out with Ryan Matthews. As a player and as for that value pick, he does produce. He had a couple weeks where he don't do a damn thing, but 22.8, 18.6 for a guy that's under $4,000. I'll take that. And again, let's see. As far as who's he going up against, with New York 22nd against the run, I'll take those odds. Okay, guys. So here's my Week 6 lineup for this $1.5 million Draftkings tournament. Top prize being $100,000. We got Cam Newton, Dion Lewis, Ryan Matthews, Ted Ginn Jr., Edelman, Hopkins. I call him DeAndre Hop. You got Greg Olsen to complement Newton, Brandon Marshalls. Just 9 to 5 right there, Mr. Reliable. And the Browns looking for the upset against Denver. All right, so if you like my picks, if you like my video, go ahead and hit the like at the bottom. Subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys after the game.